Alright, so now we're back to our calculator. Let's go back to the program key and go twice over to new. Let's create a new program and let's call it Midpoint. Alright, that just fits, so we're good with that name. So now let's press enter to create the program. Alright, now, so what we're going to do first is we're going to clear the user's home screen like we did in the last one, so they start off with a clean screen. Now we're going to go program IO down to number 8. Clear home. Alright, awesome. Now, as demonstrated earlier on paper, we have two formulas. So how are we going to have the user choose between the two formulas? Well, that's what the menu function is for. This is a pretty awesome function that lets you create a menu so that the user can choose what they want to do in this particular program. So we're going to go down to menu over here. And now menu's first parameter is the title of the menu. So what are we going to call this menu? So we'll go second alpha plus for quotations. And now we're going to say choose. And then let's put a colon and another quotation mark and a comma. You can title this menu whatever you want. I think choose is easy to understand. Now let's continue. So we're going to put in now second alpha lock plus. Now we're going to do 2 endpoints first because I feel like it. 2 endpoints. End quotations, alpha, comma. Now we're going to put the letter E, comma. I'll explain why we're doing that in a second. Now we're going to go second alpha lock and add our second option, which is 1 end. Oops, not a space. I want a comma. And the space is gone. So now alpha is 0. And now 1 alpha 0. Actually, let's alpha lock it because we're going to need to do a word now. So let's call it 1 mid, PT for midpoint. Alright, now that's giving our users a pretty good idea of what they can choose. And let's add an F over here. And I'm going to explain why you do this in a second. So, now, what this menu is saying is it's going to say choose as the title, and then option number 1 is going to be 2 endpoints. And option number 2 is going to be 1 end and 1 midpoint. Now, why do you have E and F after the 2 menu items? So, the way this works is there's a function on the calculator called label, and based on the user's choice, it will take them to a label that you've set in the calculator. So, if they choose option 1, it's going to take them to label E. It's going to look for label E in the program, and it's going to take them there. And the same goes for label F. If you choose the second option, it's going to look for label F and take you there. So let's add a label in. So we're going to go program 9. And now we're going to say label E. Okay, so now that says to the calculator, if they choose the first option, take us here. So let's just go display and say enter. That's 5, 6. Endpoints. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, we just make it. You know what? I think we can fit 16, so let's do the colon, just to make it look better. Alright, so now we're going to prompt the users for those points. Right after we display how they should input them. Because if we don't tell them what letters, how the format works, then they might enter it wrong. So let's alpha lock plus, turn it off, and now A, comma, B, and parentheses. And we'll just add 1 space, 2 spaces. C, comma, D, D. Okay. Now that the user knows what to enter, let's prompt them for A, B, C, and D. So program IO prompt. And now we have second alpha lock A. Actually, let's not alpha lock it because we need the comma. Comma B, comma C, comma D. So now it's going to prompt the user for all of those. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, once they've done that, we're going to clear the screen. So let's go program TI-80. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to display the x coordinate using display. So we're going to say display second alpha quotation x. You can type this one without using alpha or with using alpha. It'll do x either way. So we're going to go x and then get equals by going second math 1. There's equals. And we're going to end the quotations there. Now we're going to display the result. So IO disp. Now we have to enter the formula. So the formula here is A plus C over 2, B plus D over 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to go A plus D over 2. That's it. So open parentheses, A plus C over 2. End parentheses. Nope, we don't have to do that. Okay, so now it's going to display the x-coordinate there. Now, let's do the y-coordinate. So add another display. Second alpha quotation. Alpha, no, we need alpha. Y, second math 1 equals, end quotations. Now display again. Now we're going to do B plus D. So B plus D over 2. Now we're going to leave the answer up there for a while so that the user can have it there. So now we're going to go program, and we're going to look for pause. There's pause. So we're going to pause in there. And then we're going to go program clear home, and then stop, which tells the program to stop. Now, let's try this first option. So now let's go to our programs and run Midpoint. So if you choose option 1, it's going to say enter endpoints, A, B, C, D. So let's use the ones that I used in this problem, which was 4, 1, and 8, 1. Those were my two endpoints. So let's do 4, 1, 8, 1. Now you have x equals 6, y equals 1. You see this loading bar in the corner here, meaning that it's waiting for the user to press enter to continue the program. So now we're going to press enter, and we're done. So now let's do the second part. Let's go program, edit, all the way down to our program. Okay, now let's go to the end and make a new line. And we made our two labels, E and F. So let's do label F here. So program all the way down to 9. Label F. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to ask them for one endpoint and one midpoint. So we're going to go program display. So let's just say enter mid, comma, then end. No, that's not the clearest language, but I don't want to hit our character limit and go onto 2 lines because that's annoying. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're going to go over. So let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, there's no space over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're going to need to go into 2 lines. So I'm just going to say enter mid on 1 line. Then going to go display, another quotations, and then say then end PT. Now that we have enough room, I might actually go do that in the first line. So to insert things into this line, you go second delete, and that'll let you add things before. So let's go alpha lock. Now this is inserting alpha lock, so we're going to go PT, and it's not going to delete our quotation mark. If we were typing with this normal black cursor and we type something over the quotation mark, it's going to completely replace it. So we didn't want that there, so that's why I did the insert, because that'll let me add behind where my cursor is. Alright, so now let's close off the quotation marks here, and enter. Now, let's add a colon here actually. Make it look nice. So, now we're going to prompt the user for A, B, C, and D. So, prompt A, no alpha lock, comma, alpha B, comma, alpha C, comma, alpha D. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to clear home so that they don't have to see the instructions anymore. And now we're going to do the math that we did over here with all letters. So to get the x, we're going to do 2a minus c. So now we're going to do that. Display, and we're going to display x second math 1 equals alpha plus. Then we're going to go display, and we're going to do 2a minus c. Alright, now we're done with the x, so let's do the y. Disp alpha plus y second math 1 alpha plus. Now we're going to display 2b minus d. Now we're going to pause the program so that the user can look at their answer. Then we're going to clear home and stop. Okay, we should be done with our program. Let's see how it works. So, midpoint formula. 2 endpoints. Let's just test this again. 4, 1, 8, 1 gives me 6, 1. Now, let's run it again. Now let's do 1 endpoint, 1 midpoint. So enter midpoint, then endpoint. So the midpoint we had was 6, 1. And let's give it 4, 1 as our endpoint. The other endpoint is 8, 1. So that worked out. Now, let's do it with something more complicated, just so that I can show you how much time you would save. Let's do two endpoints. Let's make one endpoint 500, 274, and the other one 2,652. Now these are completely random, so we might get a really messy answer, but let's see. So we get that the midpoint is 1250, 463.